Hello and welcome to today. Today is August 7th, so we should be on Friday. It's the day before the weekend. I want to show you something on the front page. At the bottom down here, there will be a new tab that's going to be called Zoom Meetings, and I'll have a schedule. We'll go over that on Monday during Monday's lesson. So for today's lesson, we're going to click on August 7th here. You can click here to take attendance. One thing that happened yesterday was there was no question. If that ever happens, please just send me an email. Thankfully, somebody finally sent me an email and said that there wasn't a question here. Make sure that there's a question that you answer and click submit. If you're unable to do that, send me an email so I can make sure you're accounted for attendance. Today's objective is students will classify numbers as natural, whole, integers, rational, or irrational. Students will also define natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and real numbers. Today's joke of the day is, how do you keep warm in a cold room? You go to the corner because it's always 90 degrees there. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend that you do it daily. Don't forget to do your assignment right here. But before we get to the assignment, I do want to show you this PDF here. If you click here, it'll make you download it. But if you click on this right here, it'll open it up on this page. And you'll have access to a set of notes that will help you with your assignment. So you might have this opened up before you take your assignment. And then once you're finally done, you'll click on the assignment. And here is a short lesson that will tell you about today's lesson. So, hello, today's lesson is going to be real numbers notes. So the first thing what we're going to take a look at is some vocabulary words. And so we got to know what a natural number is. A natural number is a traditional counting number like 1, 2, 3, and so on forever. Even 1 billion is a natural number. The reason we call them the natural numbers is because when you're a kid, the first thing you learn to do is the count. And so that's why they're called that. A whole number is all those natural numbers and zero. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on forever. An integer is all the whole numbers and their opposites, negatives. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, but it's also -1, -2, -3. A rational number is any number that you can write as a fraction. The decimals that can be written as a fraction are, they will either end or they will repeat. For example, 0.2 ends, so it is considered a rational number. 0.2323, it repeats. See how the 2323 repeats? Because it has a pattern to it, we call that a rational number. And sometimes you'll see this as 0.2323 ... that it's indicating it's going on forever. Now, a irrational number is any decimal that does not end and does not repeat. It could also be square roots that do not equal a natural number and pi. They're also the most common way that you will see these. So, for example, the number pi, you'll see it like this. That is a irrational number. The number, the square root of 28, I don't know what that's going to equal. So, like if I go to a calculator, that's going to give me a decimal. So instead of giving me, this is considered an irrational number. However, the square root of 9 is equal to 3. So 3 is going to fall into this category here. So therefore, it is considered a natural number. So just because you see the square root sign doesn't automatically mean it's a rational number. Now, real numbers are any number that can be can name a position on a number line. So if I have a number line, and let's say this is 3 and this is 4, pi is somewhere right in there. So real numbers include rational and irrational numbers. So let's take a look for a second. So your natural numbers are numbers like 1, 2, and 3. Whole numbers are numbers like 0, 1, 2, and 3. And even natural numbers can go to, let's say, 1,000,000 or 1,000 in this case. But those are also considered, all natural numbers are whole numbers. Integers include the negatives, -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. Rational numbers are all integers, and they're also all fractions. They can be decimals that end or repeat. The word or there is pretty important. It doesn't have to do both. It only has to do one. If it ends, it's rational. If it repeats, it's rational. And an irrational number is a decimals that never end and never repeat. You will often see them written as pi, square root of 28, square root of 35, but the square root of 36, right, that equals 6. So that's going to be a natural number. Hopefully that makes sense. I will have an attached copy of this worksheet that will have all of the definitions on them, so that when you're doing your assignment, you'll have something to refer back to.